I've never had a shred of patience in my life, but somehow at the age of 34 with 2 children, I have found myself in my patience era. Honestly, everything in my life seems to be taking forever. When you take a step back and realise what's happening, there's a bigger thing at play. I was born 6 weeks premature. My lungs weren't even developed. Yeah, I was like, you ain't gonna stop me there. I'm coming out. I'm starting my life. And that has been the basis for my entire life. Then I moved to Western Australia, where WA literally stands for wait a while. I feel like I thought this one through. Rather than fighting it or resisting it, trying to make everything happen and work to my own timeline, I'm giving in. I'm surrendering. From the fact that it took us 10 years to move to Australia, and we're almost into month 6 of selling our house back in the UK, and we've had paperwork missing, we've had missing building regulations. We waited 10 weeks on our new car coming through. You're not having any more. What did I tell you? I'm in my patience era. I'm not going to lose my marbles. Not yet, anyway. Having a 2-year-old boy also added to that layer of needing patience. Any other boy mums, you know, let me know in the comments. We can deal with this together. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how patience, or honestly, my lack of it, has shaped my life. Also going to be sharing how I'm reinventing myself in my 30s. I know 34 is like still the lower half of the 30s. At this point, I don't know what it is. I feel closer to 40. I think it's maybe because I feel a little bit more wisdom around a lot of things coming into my life. Not looking at things in the same way of getting frustrated or not understanding why they're happening. If something happens, I'm in that phase where I'm like, let it. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are also in your 30s, want to reinvent yourself, you're going through your patience era, you're just like, it's time to stop fighting things and just let it happen as it's clearly supposed to happen. I mean, honestly, when you've got 2 kids, you've just got to realise at some point that everything that you're going to do in your life is just going to be a little bit slower. When I think about the fact that all of the goals that we've had have taken so long, or are currently taking so long, my old way of thinking, because of spirituality and manifestation and the law of attraction, all of those types of things, was like, if things don't happen quickly, then that means it's not in alignment, that means it's not working, it's not right for you. What I've really realised is that the reason things take time is for deeper levels of gratitude and appreciation to happen before it does. There are so many things that I want to do right now in our new house. I want to upgrade my equipment that I'm using. I've got a vision. I've got a very, very clear vision. It can almost feel like, why aren't these things happening quicker? I'm feeling good about things and I'm in quote-unquote alignment. Why aren't things doing this quantum leap that everyone on social media tells you will happen when you are doing things that are supposedly right for you? Because of the fact it feels like that, I'm always having to remind myself that actually when I have those things, my brain will just automatically switch into the next gear. I'll go into the next goal, the next thing, the next milestone. I don't want to live my life like that. I want to live my life in the sense of, I appreciate every single mundane in-between thing that happens. That is what makes up 95% of our life. And when we're lying on our deathbed, it'll be a random Saturday morning and the kids are laughing that will stick with me. God, oh, that's gonna make me cry. I'm reframing patience because it used to be something that really annoyed me, and I don't want it to annoy me anymore as I'm in this 34th year of life. You know, I feel like I am getting to this place of where I'm looking at things with a bit more of a broadened perspective, a bit zoomed out, not getting so stuck in the detail of things and getting annoyed over little tiny things that actually in 6 months' time will I even be thinking about them anymore? Probably not. I get some amazing DMs on Instagram from people who found the channel. I would love to have those conversations here on YouTube as well. Actually, from a practical point of view, it would be great if you did comment, because then the content gets seen by more people like us, millennial women, reinvent themselves in their 30s, in their patience era. Maybe you're like me and you've never had a shred of it in your entire life, and you're like, maybe now is the time that I learn to have some. With me turning 34 next week, I feel like the biggest realization that I'm having is that this reinvention of myself, this next level, isn't about this big flashy change. It's actually like really tiny small things. Over the past 10 years, obviously the biggest thing that I needed to, or I wanted to reinvent in my life, was the physical place that we were living. Now that we've kind of done that, I'm not looking for this next big massive thing. I'm looking for feeling healthy, healthier in my mind, my body, my soul. I want to feel healthier. I want my kids to feel healthier. Our health being our wealth, rather than chasing money or chasing like a financial goal or something like that, because I feel like we're really comfortable at the minute. But I also think the flip side on that is that actually by focusing on those things, I'm detaching enough from the financial aspects, the business success, the career success. I actually think, and I've got this feeling that that is what's going to come because of those things. You know, like when you chase your joy and your happiness, everything else kind of just comes behind that like a domino effect. And I really just want to focus on growing in ways that actually matter and will mean something and are sustainable for me, rather than something that maybe looks good or feels good temporarily. I just feel like the main thing for me at the minute is to make changes that feel sustainable, small, again, focusing on things that I can actually control instead of stressing about everything else that I actually can't. A big thing that has come up for me is my evening routine, but actually which part of the evening I do it, not necessarily what I'm doing in that time. But for example, it's probably like 5 o'clock-ish. Mikey is sitting in the living room with the kids. They've just had their dinner. I've just gone from my shower and now I'm just going to do my skincare, and I'll get my journal out of my side table and just reflect on things in my day. And like, that was just the one thing that I wasn't giving myself enough space to do before, was the reflection part. And like, fair enough, beforehand I would just kind of power through until the kids were in bed, and then at that point watch some TV or whatever, and then go to bed and do a meditation. That's always been a non-negotiable for me. I always have to do some sort of guided meditation or EFT tapping video, something that just helps me feel like I'm calming down and I'm just resetting my nervous system. But going through my entire day without any reflection time or any additional time for me within that was just clearly proven like really difficult. You know, I would do the school run and I was really snappy with the kids, and I'm like, oh my god, like, why is it always this time? And it's like, the kids are kids, the kids are always going to be how they are, right? Obviously, like, when they're children, the only thing that I can't control how they react to things. I can't control their emotional waves, can't control any of those things. What I can control is how I respond to it. And what I've definitely found, I'll try not to make a noise on the mic with this, but I can't miss out my chest. What I've really found is, like, just by taking this time after the kids have had dinner, I go for my shower, they spend some time with Mikey, and I do my reflection. I'm then doing the bedtime routine, feeling really, really calm, great about things. Like, I'm not rushing to get them to bed. Kids fall asleep with me next to them, and I want to enjoy that. Only tiny babies, they're my tiny babies for a short period of time. They're not always going to want me to hold their hand, sit next to them, hold them to sleep, give them a cuddle. They're not going to always want those things. The little helps. I'm using a water filter system instead of drinking straight tap water, because oh my god, I was feeling really run down, really sluggish, really lethargic. And it's crazy, the past 2 days of drinking the filtered water, I've not been bloated, I've not felt uncomfortable within, just my body felt really heavy, uncomfortable. I've not felt any of those things. That's meant that we can then stop using cordials in the water, because we're obviously having to drink water but having to mask the taste, especially for the kids. Then that's full of sugar, and then I was just feeling like, oh my god, the kids are going to be absolutely wired, and then I'm going to be wired, and then our behaviour and our emotions and everything are going to be all over the place. So we're massively cutting all of that back. In Mikey, we're just committing ourselves to like eating healthier things, treats every now and then, because we still want to enjoy those things, but we're looking at things with a much different perspective now. And I just think we can have all the big goals and everything else, but if we're not healthy in our body, our mind, our spirit, our soul, our emotions, then we can't enjoy any of these things that we're working towards anyway. Even though in my head I keep saying, well, these things aren't going to give me this big transformation, maybe not straight away, but they are little habits that are overall going to build up to this like really great lifestyle for us. Eventually, when I'm not feeling sluggish anymore and I'm feeling motivated and I'm feeling pumped from just dancing about to Fanny Go or something, then I'll be like, yes, let's go, Maria, let's move your body. I already, from not feeling bloated the past 2 days, I'm like, I want to do a workout now. Because the idea of doing a workout when I felt so heavy just really did not appeal to me. I just feel a lot better mentally, emotionally. I definitely feel like those are the things that I can control, and I'm very happy to work on my plan and everything else to control those things and let everything else just go. And that's what the meditations help me with on an evening. I get into my bed, get my headphones out of my drawer, And it's just such a nice feeling of just taking a deep breath and just... But these are all things that I'm really promoting, I'm prioritising, and that I am enjoying very much so at the minute. It's actually something that we've been looking at in my private group this week, is this idea of patience and controlling what we can control, because it's so interesting that the current transit in human design is all about that theme of how we manage our resources and what we're doing with those things. You're either in camp A or camp B. So your camp A is you're feeling energized, you're feeling really good about creating all of this structure and making plans, and you're like, I know exactly what I want to spend my time on, my energy on, my money on. And then camp B is also this flip side of feeling resistance to creating structure, because you're like, oh, but I want things to feel a bit more in flow and I want it to feel like this. It's almost like having a resistance to authority, structure being authority in this situation. I want it now, I want it to be on my terms, I don't want to have to do XYZ. It actually came up for me when I was thinking about creating this video. I wanted to make my videos more engaging, and I was asking myself how I could edit them in a way that did that. Then all of a sudden my brain was like, but then it's not authentic, then it's not in flow. The structure just gives everything a chance to shine and be seen and heard. More of a chance for someone to watch the very end of my video than maybe blabbing on in a flow state that I maybe would have done in a previous vlog. If you want to explore more of those types of themes, I share that in my private group. I'll leave the link in my description and you can join the membership for that. I'm excited to overall just see where this patience era takes me, because my parents have been telling me to be like this all my life, and I've just been like, no, I don't have to be like it. Now I'm really seeing the benefits of it and seeing that actually it can make things happen so much faster if you let yourself just slow down enough to actually breathe. I'm glad that you're coming along for the ride. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.